The Galactic Council Hall was never silent. Normally, it was filled with thousands of voices, deep growls, sharp clicks, high-pitched melodies, and strange languages from every corner of the galaxy. But today, something was different. Today, every voice had stopped. Every creature stood frozen. Every pair of eyes stared at the center of the massive hall, waiting. The annual Grand Council Summit was about to begin, and every major species had sent their leaders. Except one. Humans. For years, the Council had refused them a seat. They called humans too new, too unpredictable, too emotional, and too dangerous. Some species feared them. Others hated them. But all agreed on one thing. Humans were better kept far away from the galaxy's highest political table. Yet today, the hall felt uneasy. Even the air felt heavier. Something was wrong. High above the council floor, large windows showed the cold darkness of space. Alien ships drifted peacefully, guarded by defensive shields and patrol drones. Everything seemed calm until the alarms began. A sudden red glow spread across the hall. Sharp warning sirens flashed. The main hologram lit up with a message no one expected. Unknown fleet entering restricted zone. Delegates looked at each other in confusion. Who dares enter without permission? How did they get past patrol lines? This is impossible. The security zone is locked. Voices grew louder. Nervous. Angry. Confused. Then the lights flickered. Once. Twice. The entire hall shook. A deep rumbling traveled to the ground floor, as if something massive had slammed into the station. Delegates held on to their seats. A few screamed. Others rushed to shield themselves. The Council Supreme Speaker, a tall, crystal-skinned being named Serix, raised a staff. Silence. Identify the intruders. But no one could. The tracking systems were jammed. Sensors were blind. Holograms kept glitching. It felt like someone was shutting down the station from the inside. Then the massive golden doors of the council hall, doors that had never been forced open in 500 years, began to move, slowly, heavily, as if pushed by something powerful. A bright light flooded the room. Every alien froze. Footsteps echoed. And then they saw them. Humans. Not hundreds of them. Not an army. Not a fleet of soldiers. Just 8. 8 humans walking calmly through the doors, wearing dark, simple uniforms with no weapons in their hands. But their presence carried a weight that pressed into the room like gravity. At the front walked a human commander, an older man with gray streaks in his hair and sharp, cold eyes. His face showed years of battles, losses, and victories. He carried no armor, no shield, no fancy symbols of power. And yet his presence alone made even the strongest alien leaders step back. But the humans were not the shock. The thing behind them was walking in chains, thick metal chains that glowed with energy, was a creature the entire galaxy feared. The apex predator of the outer rim. A towering beast, 3 meters tall, covered in dark metallic scales, with glowing red eyes and razor-sharp claws. A creature known for destroying fleets, for hunting planets until nothing lived, for wiping out civilizations. A creature the Council had never been able to tame. But today it walked in chains, its head lowered, growling in pain. Gasps filled the hall. This cannot be real. That thing killed our armies. How did humans capture it? Impossible, impossible. No one moved. No one spoke. Even the Supreme Speaker's voice cracked slightly as he asked, "Human Commander, explain yourself. How did your species tame such a monster?" The human commander stopped at the center of the hall. He didn't bow. He didn't salute. He simply looked Serix in the eyes with calm, steady confidence. "This creature attacked a human colony," he said. "We defended ourselves." Gasps spread across the room. One alien leader shouted, "A single colony cannot defeat a predator army." The human didn't react. He didn't smile. He didn't brag. He only pointed at the chained beast. This is what remains of their strongest warrior. The predator growled, but it didn't attack. It didn't even lift its head. It was afraid, not of the council, not of the guards, not of the entire hall. It was afraid of humans. Whispers raced across the chamber like fire. Humans did this? Are they stronger than we thought? Maybe they are even stronger than us. The Supreme Speaker tried to regain control. Humans were not invited to the summit. You have violated council law. Explain your reason. The human commander stepped forward. His boots echoed through the silent hall. We're not here to ask for a seat, he said. Every alien leaned forward. We're here to take it. Shock, fear, confusion. Emotions exploded across the hall. Alien guards stepped forward with weapons. Council members shouted orders. Some demanded humans be arrested. Others demanded they be executed. But the human commander didn't move. He didn't flinch. He simply raised one hand. Instantly, the apex predator behind him knelt, its massive body hitting the floor with a loud thud. Every guard froze. Every leader went silent. The galaxy's strongest creature was obeying a human's gesture. The human commander looked around the hall and spoke in a calm but powerful voice. You have feared humans for years, he said. Today you finally understand why. The hall fell into complete silence. The galaxy had changed, and every species felt it, because on this day, humans had crashed the council, and nothing would ever be the same again. The moment the apex predator dropped to its knees, the entire council hall froze. Thousands of alien delegates stared in disbelief. Never in recorded history had the apex predator bowed to anyone. Its species lived only to hunt and destroy. They never obeyed. They never submitted. But today, it bowed to a human. The human commander did not look at the predator. He stood calmly at the center of the hall, his expression focused, as if nothing surprising had happened. But for the council, this moment was a nightmare. Supreme Speaker Syrinx gripped his crystal staff tighter. His glowing body flickered, a sign of fear for his species. How is this possible? Syrinx whispered. No one answered. Every delegate looked at the predator in terror. Some took steps backward. Some raised their protective shields. Others simply trembled. General Tuvok of the Varric, a massive reptilian warrior famed for strength, snapped. That creature wiped out 3 of our cities. It cannot be controlled. The human commander tilted his head slightly. It can be controlled, he said, if you know how to fight it. Tuvok slammed his fist on his desk. Humans are too weak to fight these monsters. The commander's eyes narrowed. Then why is your strongest predator kneeling in front of me? Tuvok opened his mouth, but no words came out. He stepped back, humiliated. Around the hall, more species reacted with disbelief. The insectoid Zrix clicked in fear. The metallic Mechari ran rapid calculations. The gas-like Valori swirled in panic. Everyone had the same thought. Humans were more dangerous than the council believed. The Supreme Speaker tried to regain control. Commander, Syrinx said slowly, you force your way into a protected zone. That is a serious crime. The commander nodded. We know. Syrinx blinked. Then why are you calm? Because, the human said, you need us more than you realize. Whispers erupted instantly. Delegates spoke over each other. Humans are threatening us. Is this a warning? Do they want war? The humans did not react. They stood like statues, silent and steady. Syrinx demanded, what do you mean by that? The commander lifted a small hologram disc from his belt and placed it on the central table. The device activated instantly, projecting bright images into the air. The hall gasped. The hologram showed massive predator fleets, far larger than anyone knew existed. They were gathering in hidden regions at the edge of the galaxy, building armies, preparing ships, forming attack lines. Syrinx's crystal skin dimmed. This is impossible. They cannot gather such a force without the council noticing. They did, the commander said, because they were preparing to destroy all of you. The projection shifted, showing a map of the galaxy. Red lines marked future predator attack routes that crossed multiple civilized planets. Delegates panicked. Are these plans real? They want to attack the central systems? If they succeed, half the galaxy will fall. The commander continued, but the predators didn't expect humans to find them first. The hologram changed again. This time it showed human ships, smaller, less advanced compared to alien designs, but fast, coordinated, and deadly effective. They struck Predator bases with precision, destroying critical supply lines and command centers. The aliens stared at the images with wide eyes. How did humans find these bases? Our scanners never detected them. How is humanity this advanced already? The human commander replied, Humans don't wait for threats to grow. Humans hunt threats. The room went silent again. Then another image appeared. Footage of the apex predator being defeated. It fought with brutal strength, crushing metal and roaring loud enough to shake ships. But the humans fought together, smart, fast, relentless. 3 humans managed to bring down the creature. They didn't kill it. They captured it alive. The delegates stared in awe. General Tavok whispered, Your people fought that by hand? The commander nodded. Sarex asked, Why capture it instead of killing it? The commander's voice lowered. To show all of you the truth. 1 human tapped a command on his wrist device. The predator lifted its head slightly. Its red eyes moved slowly around the hall, scanning the delegates. But instead of roaring or attacking, it stayed in place, breathing heavily, submissively. Sarex stared. It fears you. It respects us, the commander corrected, because humans do what others do not. A deep silence followed those words. The council had always judged humans as emotional, chaotic, and primitive, but now they were seeing a side of humanity no one had prepared for, a side that frightened even the strongest predator in the galaxy. One delegate, a small amphibian-like creature, asked shakily, Is your species declaring war on the council? The commander shook his head. If humans wanted war, he said, we would not come with 8 people. The words hit like a shockwave. Humans didn't come with armies. They didn't come with fleets. They didn't come with threats. They came with proof. Proof the predators were planning to attack the council. Proof humans had already fought them. Proof humans were strong enough to survive. Sarex steadied his voice. Then why are you here? For this, the commander said. He spread his arms slightly, letting the room feel the weight of the moment. You all denied humanity a seat on the council. You called us a danger. You called us unstable. You believed we were too weak to join you. He pointed at the kneeling predator. But today, we brought you the proof that we are not the danger. The real danger was coming for all of you. The hall felt colder. Stronger species lowered their gazes. The council members who once mocked humans now felt something different. Fear, respect, uncertainty. The human commander ended with a single sentence, calm, steady, and deadly clear. Humanity didn't come here to fight. Humanity came here to save you. The hall erupted in chaos. And for the first time in history, every species realized the galaxy might need humans more than humans needed the galaxy. The council hall had become a storm of voices. Delegates shouted over one another, guards prepared their weapons, and the supreme speaker struggled to calm the chaos. Every species in the massive chamber felt the same uneasy truth. Humans were not the weak newcomers they once believed. But no one expected what came next. The human commander raised one hand, and the entire hall slowly went silent. Not because of force, not because of fear, but because every alien wanted to hear what humans would say next. The apex predator behind him remained on its knees, breathing heavily, chains tight around its scaled body. Even its silent presence added weight to the air. The council speaker, Sarex, finally gathered the courage to speak. Commander, you claim the predators are preparing for war. But why would they wait? Why not attack us earlier? The commander looked at Sarex with steady eyes. Because they wanted to take you by surprise, he said. They needed time. Time to gather ships. Time to choose their biggest target. Sarex's crystal-like skin pulsed nervously. And what target is that? The commander answered without hesitation. You. A wave of shock tore through the chamber. Several delegates gasped. Others shouted in disbelief. The large reptilian general, Tavok, slammed his giant fist into the desk. Lies! The predators would never dare attack the council core. The commander calmly replied, You think they fear you. They don't. He motioned toward the hologram again. Images shifted, showing the predator fleet traveling through hidden routes, avoiding sensors, moving in complete silence. For years, the commander continued. The predators have studied you. They learned your defensive patterns, your weaknesses, your slow decision-making. Serex's voice shook. How do you know this? The human commander took a deep breath. Because they told us. A chilling quiet fell over the hall. Even the apex predator lifted its head for a moment, as if remembering something painful. Serex frowned. Explain. The commander stepped forward. When humans captured the apex predator, we didn't kill it. We questioned it, not with torture, but with understanding. The council murmured in disbelief. Humans, understanding the deadliest creature in the galaxy? The commander continued. We learned that the Predator Empire was divided. Some wanted war against the Council. Others believed humanity was the bigger threat. Tavok growled. So we were caught between your conflict? The commander shook his head. No, you were caught in their plan, and we came to warn you. He pressed a button on his wrist. A new series of images appeared in the hologram projection, maps, symbols, and coded messages. These are messages between predator warlords, he said. They talk about the Council as prey. They speak of wiping out entire civilizations, starting with the Central Worlds. Delegates stared in horror as the plans became clear. Serex whispered, But why humans? Why attack you first? The commander answered slowly, Because humans did what you never dared to do. And what is that? Serex asked. The human commander looked around the hall. We fought back. The words echoed to the chamber like a thunder strike. For years, the commander explained, humanity faced predator attacks on our colonies, but the council ignored our request for help. A wave of guilt passed through some delegates. The insectoid Drix lowered their antenna. The amphibian Nellayer stared downward, ashamed. You thought humans were too loud, too emotional, too violent, the commander said. So you denied us protection. His eyes hardened. So we protected ourselves. Serex swallowed. We didn't know. That's the problem, the commander said. Humans understand danger even when others don't. The hologram changed again, showing human colonies fighting predator forces. Small villages turning into battlefields. Simple miners becoming soldiers. Families escaping burning homes. Many aliens looked away. They had never seen the humans struggle up close. The human commander continued. We fought with whatever we had, scrap metal ships, old weapons, small militias. But humans don't give up. We adapt fast. We learn faster. And when pushed, we become something even we don't fully understand. He pointed at the kneeling apex predator. Even this creature realized that. The predator let out a low growl, not of anger, but of agreement. A shiver moved through the hall. One delegate from the floating gas species, the Velori, asked softly, What do humans want from us? The commander exhaled. Not war, not revenge, not power. He paused. We want the truth. The hall fell silent again. What truth? Serex asked. The commander stepped closer to the Supreme Speaker. Why did the Council hide the predator threat? Why did you pretend everything was safe? Why did you ignore human warnings for years? Serex's eyes dimmed. It was not simple. The commander's voice sharpened. Explain. Finally, the speaker revealed what the Council had kept secret. The Predator Empire threatened us first, decades ago, Serex said softly. They said if we helped humans, they would strike the Council worlds. We feared them, so we chose silence. Gasps erupted from the delegates. The Council had traded humanity's safety for their own. The commander's expression hardened, not with surprise, but with confirmation. So, humans were left alone, he said, because you were afraid. Serex lowered his head. We believed you would survive. We believed predators would leave you alone if the Council stayed neutral. The commander stared at him. You were wrong. The silence that followed felt heavy, like a dark cloud settling over the hall. The commander finally spoke again. And now, he said slowly, you see the cost of that decision. He gestured toward the hologram again, showing the Predator's grand attack plan. The Predators are coming, he said. Not for us alone. For all of you. Every delegate felt the weight of those words. Every species understood the truth. The galaxy was standing on the edge of a war. They could not win alone. And only one species had fought the enemy and survived. Humans. The commander ended with a quiet, powerful statement. You didn't trust us before, but now you don't have a choice. The hall fell still, because for the first time in history, the galaxy realized humanity might be its only hope. The silence inside the human cruiser, Resolute Dawn, felt heavier than the metal walls around it. Every officer stood frozen as the last transmission from the alien warship echoed again to the speakers. Deep, booming, and full of threat. Humans, surrender your world, or we will erase it from the stars. Captain Rourke did not move. His jaw tightened, and his hands curled into fists behind his back. The bridge lights reflected on his eyes, showing a cold fire that none of his officers had seen before. Commander Hayes swallowed hard. Sir, they destroyed the Valkyrie colony. No survivors. This is confirmed. Rourke nodded slowly. And they blame us. Everyone knew this attack wasn't human work. The humans had arrived late to Galactic meeting, still trying to understand the alien politics. But someone, some unseen power, wanted to push the galaxy into chaos. And humans were the perfect scapegoat. The alien message was clear. Earth was the next target. A young technician, barely 20, whispered, Sir, what do we do now? Rourke exhaled, calm but deadly. We prepare. The unknown enemy steps forward. Outside the ship, through the large windows of the bridge, a massive warship drifted like a mountain of living metal. Its surface pulsed with blue veins of energy. Strange symbols glowed, and thousands of mechanical eyes watched the human cruiser. Every few seconds, the alien ship released a distant, thunder-like hum, almost as if it were breathing. Lieutenant Rena said, They are charging weapons again, but they're not firing. It's like they're waiting for something. Rourke narrowed his eyes. No, they want us to panic. They want us to make the first mistake. Rena shook her head. Sir, with respect, their power output is 10 times ours. One shot from them could tear this ship apart. Which is why, Rourke said calmly, we will not stand still and wait to die. A secret human project is revealed. Deep in the lower decks, a hidden chamber opened for the first time. 2 engineers walked inside the restricted area. Project Helios. The giant cylinder in the room glowed white-hot, humming softly like a sleeping star. Dr. Vega, the project lead, whispered into her comms, Captain, Helios core is stable, ready to activate if needed. Commander Hayes stared in shock. Sir, Helios? I thought it was still experimental. Rourke replied, It is, but we built it for days like this. Helios was humanity's most dangerous creation, an energy engine that could bend space around the ship. Not a weapon, but something far more important. Escape from death, even in impossible situations. But Helios had a cost. If activated at full power, the ship could tear itself apart. The aliens make their move. The alien ship rumbled. Bright energy collected around a massive front cannon. Light flickered across the human bridge. Lieutenant Rena screamed, Sir, their main weapon is charging. 5% 1015. Rourke stood tall. Raise shields. Prepare for evasive maneuvers. The human ship reacted instantly, its engines roaring, lights turning red, alarms echoing through every deck. Crew members secured helmets and strapped into seats. The alien cannon glowed brighter, like a newborn sun ready to explode. Rourke spoke softly. This is not an attack. This is a test. They want to see if humans will beg. The cannon reached 30%, but Rourke did not flinch. The message that changed everything. Suddenly, a second signal appeared on the comms. Weak, damaged, but human. Rena gasped. Sir, it's from the Valkyrie colony. Someone survived. Rourke spun toward her. Put it on speaker. Now. Static cracked, followed by a terrified voice. Not humans. Repeat, not humans. They wore human armor, but their voices. Wrong. Please, they are coming. The transmission cut. Everyone stared at each other. It wasn't humans who destroyed the colony. Someone else impersonated them. Commander Hayes whispered, Sir, this proves our innocence. Rourke shook his head. Not enough. The aliens do not trust words. They trust power. The human response. Rourke's voice echoed across the bridge. Open a channel to the enemy. The comms officer hesitated. Sir, they threatened to fire. Open it. A deep growl filled the speakers as the alien commander appeared as a towering shadow of light. Humans, kneel or be erased. Rourke stepped forward, unfazed. We will not kneel. The alien's glow intensified. Then you choose extinction. Rourke replied, voice steady as steel. If we fall, we'll make sure your weapon never fires again. For the first time, the alien paused. The build-up to the first confrontation. The bridge lights flickered as the alien power reached 50%. The human cruiser shook from the energy distortion. Cracks appeared on the metal floor. Rena yelled, Sir, shields won't survive a full charge. Commander Hayes shouted, Activate Helios. It's our only chance. But Rourke raised a hand. Not yet. We move only when they fire. His officers stared at him, stunned. Sir, that's suicide. Rourke shook his head. No, that's trust. Trust in human timing. Trust in our own strength. The moment before the fire, the alien cannon reached 70%. The light was so bright it turned the bridge blue. The hum of Project Helios grew louder, almost like a heartbeat. Rourke closed his eyes for a moment and whispered, Come on, show your true hand. A sudden new alarm blared. Rena screamed, Sir? A second alien fleet just arrived. 3 more warships. The crew gasped in horror. The enemy was preparing a full strike. Rourke finally opened his eyes. Now, he said quietly, we begin. And he gave the order that would decide humanity's fate. The moment Captain Rourke gave the order, the entire ship felt alive, like a sleeping giant finally waking from a long dream. Red lights flashed. Engines roared. Crew members snapped into their positions with a single shared thought. This is it. This is where humanity stands. Outside the cruiser Resolute Dawn, the alien superweapon continued to glow brighter, charging toward a full blast. Behind it, 3 new warships emerged from the darkness of space, their sharp silhouettes cutting across the starlight like blades. Commander Hayes whispered, Sir, for enemy ships, all armed, all ready. Rourke didn't blink. Helm, angle shields toward the primary cannon. Weapons, charge particle arrays. Do not fire until my command. Lieutenant Rena's voice trembled as she reported, Sir, alien weapon at 80%. We have maybe 30 seconds. Then let's use every one of them, Rourke replied. The crew moved fast, hands flying over controls, sweat forming on their foreheads, but their eyes were steady. This wasn't fear now. This was focus, the kind humans only show when pushed to the edge. The aliens began the countdown. From the enemy flagship, a cold voice echoed through the comms. Humans, final warning. Kneel or be destroyed. Rourke stepped forward, shoulders square, voice sharp. We don't kneel. The alien commander hissed. Then time has expired. The cannon flared to 90%. The surrounding space distorted, glowing with blue arcs. The power was so strong that even distant asteroids split from the pressure wave. Lieutenant Rena yelled, Sir, 20 seconds. The bridge shook violently. Tools fell. Panels sparked. A console exploded behind an officer. But no one ran. No one screamed. Rourke felt the floor vibrate beneath his boots. He placed a hand on the main holotable and steadied himself. Activate Helios core at 30%, he ordered calmly. Commander Hayes snapped his head toward him. Sir, that's too low. We won't escape the blast. Rourke stared at him. We're not escaping. Hayes froze. Then what are we doing? Rourke's voice became a whisper. We're positioning. The shift in space. Deep inside the ship, the Helios core awakened. White light swirled inside the containment sphere, bending the air. Engineers rushed to stabilize the field. Dr. Vega shouted, Core holding, energy climbing, space curvature forming. The ship began to tremble as space around it warped like ripples on water. The stars outside twisted into long streaks. But instead of jumping away, the Resolute Dawn slid sideways, almost gliding across space. Rena gasped, "Sir, we're drifting but toward them." Rourke nodded. "Good. Keep sliding. Match the angle." Slowly, the human cruiser shifted aside of the alien cannon, moving into a blind spot where the weapon's discharge would be weaker. Hayes whispered, This is insane." Rourke answered, "This is strategy." The alien fleet opens fire. The 3 newly arrived alien ships attacked first. Green plasma torpedoes shot across space like burning comets. Their trails lit the darkness with violent color. Every impact rocked the Resolute Dawn, throwing crew members against their restraints. Shields at 49%. Secondary decks reporting pressure fractures. Medical teams on standby. Rourke did not look away from the main screen. Hold position. Just a little longer. The giant cannon reaches 100%. The alien superweapon began vibrating with unmatched power. A giant sphere of energy formed at the mouth of the cannon, spinning faster and faster. Rena screamed, 100%. The alien commander roared through the speakers. Fire! A beam of pure energy erupted from the cannon. It spread like a tidal wave of burning stars, tearing space in its path. Even from kilometers away, the heat and shock waves slammed the human ship like a hammer. The shields flickered. The hull groaned. Panels shattered. But the human ship endured, barely, because of Rourke's earlier positioning. The beam missed the central hull by meters. Instead, it scraped aside, carving molten lines into the metal but not destroying the ship. Rourke exhaled sharply. Now! The human counterattack. Weapons Officer Lena jammed her fingers on the fire controls. Firing. The human ship released everything it had. Twin particle beams sliced through the darkness, hitting the alien cannon from the side. Explosions rippled across the alien ship's surface, like fire dancing across oil. A cheer almost erupted, but the next second, the alien armor healed itself. Hayes cursed. Regenerative plating. Rourke didn't stop. Target power nodes. Strike the joints. Don't hit the surface. Hit the gaps. Lena recalibrated. Adjusting. A second barrage fired. This time it worked. Blue explosions burst from the alien ship's internal conduits. Energy leaked like burning plasma. Parts of the cannon's structure cracked. For the first time, the alien mothership tilted slightly, destabilized. Rena whispered, "Sir, we hurt them." Rourke nodded. "And now they know humans don't die easy." The enemy fleet reacts. The 3 supporting alien ships broke formation and surrounded the Resolute Dawn. Their engines glowed. Weapons locked. Hayes shouted, "Sir, they're boxing us in." Rourke's eyes hardened. Helios core 40%. Dr. Vega's voice crackled through comms. "Captain, that level will rip parts of the ship." 40%. The core expanded again. Light filled the hallways. The ship's metal groaned. The Resolute Dawn blurred, disappeared, and reappeared behind the second alien ship. Rena gasped, "We skipped through space." Rourke shook his head. "No, we bent it." The humans fired again at close range. This time the hit was clean. The second alien ship exploded, breaking into burning fragments. Hayes whispered with awe, "Sir, we just destroyed a battleship." Rourke finally allowed himself a small breath. 1 down, 3 to go. The alien commander loses control. The alien leader's voice returned, but now it trembled with fury. Humans, you were supposed to kneel." Rourke responded coldly, "We don't kneel. We stand." "You will suffer." "No," Rourke said. "We will survive." And for the first time, the alien commander stayed silent. He understood now. Humans were not prey. They were something else. Something dangerous. Something unpredictable. Something the galaxy had underestimated. The calm before the next strike. Alarms blared across the Resolute Dawn. Hull breaches were being sealed. Fire crews worked nonstop. Engineers fought to keep the core stable. Rena said quietly, "Sir, shields down to 22%. Hull is cracked. Weapons overheating. Engines barely holding." Hayes added, The next wave could end us. Rourke looked at the enemy ships surrounding them. His voice was low, controlled, terrifyingly calm. Then we make sure the next wave is ours. And the captain prepared to use the most dangerous maneuver ever attempted by a human ship. Silence fell on the bridge of the Resolute Dawn. Not because the danger was gone, but because every human on board knew the next few minutes would decide everything. The alien fleet had tightened its circle, engines burning bright, weapons spinning with silent promise. They were preparing to strike all at once. But Captain Rourke wasn't looking at them. He was staring at the center of the battlefield, the half-destroyed alien superweapon still glowing with unstable energy. Commander Hayes followed his gaze. "Sir, you're not planning what I think you're planning." Rourke didn't answer. Instead, he stepped closer to the holotable. He traced a path with his fingers, an impossible path, the kind only humans would attempt. Dr. Vega's voice came over the comms. "Captain, the Helios core is heating. If you push it again, the core could tear the ship apart." Rourke's reply was slow but firm. "Not if we time it perfectly." The crew exchanged nervous looks. Perfect timing was rare. Perfect timing in the middle of a battle was almost impossible. But Rourke wasn't asking for permission. He was telling them what had to be done. And humans were good at doing the impossible. The enemy aims for the kill. On the alien flagship, the Apex Predator commander stood tall, rage pulsing through his voice. Human ship detected. Weak. Damaged. Prepare coordinated strike. One of his officers bowed. Commands input. All 3 ships ready to fire. On my mark. He raised a clawed hand. Each ship pointed its main weapons at the Resolute Dawn. Energy collected at their tips in bright glowing spheres. The commander hissed, "One shot, and humanity will be erased." Humans prepare the gamble of their lives. Back on the Resolute Dawn, Rourke turned to his crew. "This move has no name, no manual. It has never been tested. But if we don't try it, we die." Hayes swallowed hard. "What is the maneuver?" Rourke's eyes glinted. "We're going to throw our ship." The crew stared. Rena blinked. "Sir, throw it where?" Rourke pointed at the unstable alien cannon. Inside the energy wake. Just for a moment. The bridge went still. Everyone knew what that meant. The energy wake was a swirling tunnel of unstable physics. Space twisting, particles tearing apart, gravity bending like soft metal. No ship would survive staying in it long. But Rourke didn't want to stay in it. He wanted to use it. "Helios core at 60%, he ordered. "On my signal, we bend space at an angle, slip into cannon's wake, ride the turbulence, and launch ourselves behind the enemy flagship." Hayes paled. "Sir, that's suicide." "It is," Rourke agreed, "unless we succeed." And somehow, the way he said it made the crew believe they might. "The countdown begins." Rena called out, "Helios core charging, 50%, 55. The lights dimmed. The engines hummed like growling beasts. The whole ship shuddered as space began to warp again. 85% weapon strength detected from all enemy ships. Another officer warned. Rourke took a deep breath. "Everyone hold tight." Hayes whispered. "Good luck, sir." Rourke whispered back. "We make our own luck." The galactic fleet fires. On the alien flagship, the commander slashes arm downward. Fire. 3 beams shot toward the Resolute Dawn. Beams bright enough to burn a moon in half. They tore through space, screaming with power. On the human bridge, Rena shouted, "Impact in 3, 2. Rourke yelled, "Now!" The Helios snapped, the human gamble. The Helios core unleashed its energy in a single violent burst. The ship jerked sideways, then twisted, then slid into what looked like a whirlpool of broken light. The Resolute Dawn vanished into the unstable wake, just as the alien beams sliced through the space where it had been 1 second earlier. The beams collided behind them, exploding into a blinding shockwave. The alien commander stepped back, stunned. What? Where did they go? Inside the wake, the world around the humans dissolved into chaos. Walls shook like paper. Lights swirled. The stars stretched into long ribbons. The ship cracked and screamed as space folded and unfolded around it. Sparks burst from the ceiling. Officers gripped their chairs so hard their fingers went white. Rena shouted over the noise, "Sir, hull integrity dropping. We can't stay here." "I know," Rourke yelled. "Helm, angle left. Use the gravitational dip." They steered. The ship jolted. They were thrown sideways. Hayes' console exploded. But he ducked in time. Core destabilizing. Rourke roared, "Hold it!" The turbulence threw the cruiser upward like a leaf in a storm, and then spat it out behind the alien flagship. Silence fell. The shaking stopped. Rena gasped, "Sir, we made it." Someone laughed hysterically. Another officer cried. Hayes simply whispered, "Humans are crazy, but it worked." Rourke didn't celebrate. Target the flagship's reactor. Full power. The final strike. The aliens never saw it coming. Their beams had fired forward. Their weapons needed time to recharge. Their shields were directed toward the front. The humans were behind them. Rourke gave the order with calm fire in his eyes. Fire. The human ship unleashed a blast so powerful it lit up the dark side of a nearby planet. The entire bridge glowed with a reflection. The beam pierced the alien flagship's armor, tearing through layer after layer until it reached the main reactor. Inside the alien ship, alarm screamed. Officers ran. The Apex Predator commander stared at the damage in disbelief. "No, humans cannot." His words cut off as the reactor detonated. The flagship exploded in a burst of red and blue fire. The shockwave rolled across space, shaking the other two alien ships off balance. On the Resolute Dawn, the crew watched in silence as the wreckage floated away. Rena whispered, "Sir, the Apex Predator, the leader, he's gone." Rourke allowed himself one long exhale. "Then the galaxy will finally understand." Hayes closed his eyes. "Understand what, sir?" Rourke stared into the fading fire. "That humans don't kneel. We rise.